Guys, you're gonna have to excuse my super greasy look. I am definitely not appealing right now. It's been hot all day, and I've been working in my, in the factory, and I was fabricating some stuff to help ergonomics, and it was hot. Get out, it's hot. Got in my truck, it was hot. Air's not working that well. I think I need to put more Freon in it, but I'll have to look at that later. And yeah, the drive home was hot. Stopped by to get me some stuff to eat for the night, and that's been pretty much my catch up for today. But I wanted to talk about something before I go get a shower and go ahead and wind down for the day, is Fullmetal Alchemist. Now, as you can tell, fan. This has been in my videos for quite a while now, and I've been a fan for a long time. '03 was the moment that I kind of fell in love with anime. I was introduced with Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, stuff like that. And while they're not bad animes by no means, I have the Dragon Ball Z collection up there. Like, Vegeta's one of my favorite, anti-heroes, I would say. And, the whole show is great. Naruto's a good second to that. But my favorite of all is Fullmetal Alchemist. And the way I got introduced was an accident. This was my younger years, back in '03, when I was like 12, 11, whatever. And what happened was kind of weird. So normally I'd watch like Trigun and like Dot Hack. Now I don't remember the lineup, but I remember, I think it was Toonami. It may not have been Toonami, but I know Toonami was like a big influence in it. Definitely gave us Americans a lot of, anime before everybody started geeking out and really learning what it was, about probably 5 years after I started watching Trigun. But basically what happened was I got ready to watch Dot Hack. Now, Dot Hack was, at least the episodes I watched, were not that adult. They were not that dark. So, excuse me if it ever got dark. I'm not that familiar with, Dot Hack to that extent because of this. This took over. And what happened, if you don't know, in the show, they would like go into the game and you would see like it almost digitize them. And it was very, very basic, nothing major. But my introduction to Fullmetal was like a complete shock. So I didn't get to see the intro to it. Now, if you don't remember, I think it was the first episode. I haven't watched '03 in a while. But it would introduce the kids, which was Edward and Alphonse. And what happened is they tried to bring the mother back. It messes up. It rebounds. And it, like, you can see what looked like digitizing, which you would find out is alchemy track marks. But it would be little square pieces, and they would flake off almost like, paper. And I'm sitting there thinking, wow, this is really weird. I don't remember them doing this in Dot Hack, because I only saw the beginning. And I know the animation is not exactly one-for-one accurate, but you're also looking at a kid who hasn't even had his balls drop. So yeah, it was very confusing to me. Outside of Trigun, this is my first introduction to something a little bit darker. Finding out there's blood everywhere and Alphonse is dead. He is gone. Absolutely gone. And these dudes are like 8. It's literally blowing my mind. These kids in the anime is younger than me. So I'm like, oh my god, this is bloody, this is brutal, what's going on? And when he got his automail on, all that, basically the first episode I think is when he's fighting against Cornello, which is fantastic. It was really cool. I like the '03 fight a little bit better than the Brotherhood. What ends up happening is he like actually gets to make an entire god statue of Leto go like beat the shit out of him. I think their explanation of like a bad Philosopher's Stone was just a little bit better. Because it explains that the reason why theirs is impure is because they're not made the same way a real Philosopher's Stone is made. While in Brotherhood, it's just a little less cool. It just basically is like some of them just kind of lose their power. There's more details to that. Please don't, tear me apart. I do know that. It's just, I'm trying not to spoil just everything. This is just more the beginning. But as a kid, seeing this, that was super brutal. And I'd never seen anything like that. And then the kids overcoming this and really being, as connected as they were, seeing a brotherly bond like that and seeing the adventures they went on and all the pain they went through was really cool. Here's the problem. The show was going on while they were still writing it, and they didn't finish it exactly. So the ending was just kind of not there. And with anything, if you're as much of a stickler as I am, you'll see like Game of Thrones ending was trash. Like they just completely ruined the build up and basically ruined the franchise. Books aren't finished. Some people like it. I thought season 1 fantastic. It was just amazing. But seasons that went on, I went to watch season 2 and it just bored me. I thought it was just trying too much. And just didn't like it. Now, if you liked it, cool. I don't blame you. It's just it wasn't my cup of tea. But basically, that's what happened with Fullmetal. They did not know where to go, so the direction went pretty wild. I think they had some probably cliff notes of what the ending would have been similar to, as far as what the father was like. There is no father in the original, but what their dad was like, he was basically involved with Philosopher's Stones, and the reason why he did it was different than what the manga would end up being, and the Brotherhood series. Now to get into Brotherhood. Now Brotherhood released, I can't even remember. It was around 2010 or right before, and I remember seeing it, the first trailer, and I was like, wait, is that a sequel? Well, why is Alphonse in armor again? Because I remember the ending of the movie, which was really weird. It's a good movie, just really weird. But I remember Alphonse not being in the armor anymore, so I thought maybe they came back. And then I see the detail. It's widescreen. Everything looks good. It's crisp. I'm like, what is this? And it says Brotherhood. And it's like the retelling, and it's, more manga based. I was like, oh, dude, this is going to be really cool. I got to watch it. Watched the first episode. Fell in love all over again. I felt like I was just that 10-year-old sitting on my bed, which was technically a couch, had a futon, and I just couldn't believe it. So I remember the second half, for some reason, was on Netflix. I don't know why. They had a lot of anime issues back then anyway. If anybody remembers, Netflix in like 2012 and 13 was not very reliable with any of the anime they had. So I remember the first half I ordered on like eBay or Amazon. And then while researching it, probably a few months later, I found out part 2, the whole second half of the series, was going to be released at your local stores. So at the time, I was watching the first half on DVD, and then I would go on to Netflix to watch the second half, because I just absolutely loved it. But it felt like it would be more natural to be able to watch the whole thing. So a little while goes by, I go by Walmart, and boom, it's the day it was supposed to release. I came in, I picked it up, took it home, and I told everybody, look, this weekend, please leave me alone. I'm just going to sit down. I literally bought like a pre-fat me, bought a whole bunch of cookies, milk, pizza, and Dr. Pepper, because I wasn't a big drinker at the time either. So I sat down the whole weekend and I binged it, and it was fantastic. It was like watching it all over again. It was so great. I will not forget it. I still watch it pretty much yearly. Lord of the Rings, and that is a yearly thing. I can't stop watching them. I think they're fantastic. But I hope you enjoyed me sharing this with you guys. I just thought it was, something to talk about that I absolutely love. It's a show that I will never stop liking. I will be watching it till the end. I actually have a lot more mangas coming in. I have a whole list that I've had ordered, and they're all on back order. And I'm hoping to be able to put them on my wall and be able to start reading them. Naruto's coming. Trigon's coming. Like I said, I got Death Note recently. These are, mangas I want to read and get into, and I think they're fantastic. But that's about all I got to say. Y'all have a good one.